No, you won't find GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, or Far Cry 6 in this list. I want to shine a light on some titles that flew under the radar, due to mixed reviews, crowded launch windows, or just bad timing. But they all deserve more love. Alright, here are 7 open-world gems you're probably missing. Sunset Overdrive is one of the best games released on the Xbox One, but it never got the spotlight it deserved. While the colorful world and witty writing help, the game is brilliant at combining crazy effect weapons and stellar traversal mechanics, making it a fantastic fast-paced third-person shooter. You won't take dozens of hours to beat it, and it's dirt cheap now, so if you play on Xbox or PC, it's a no-brainer. If that's not enough, it's from the team behind Ratchet & Clank and Spider-Man. You can definitely feel the shared DNA across them. It's currently available on Xbox One and Series and on the PC. Days Gone was doomed to fail. What could you expect from an open-world zombie game with a bike raider protagonist in 2019? To make it worse, it was riddled with bugs at launch. To no one's surprise, the game bombed. With a Metacritic currently sitting at 71, not so bad, but a far cry from the high 80s and 90s of many PlayStation hits, and sales at the launch window considered disappointing by Sony, Days Gone would be considered a failure. A pitched sequel was canned, and the public wouldn't care, right? Well, wrong. Those daring players who went through and kept playing found an extremely solid game, with the undead horde fighting mechanic being surprisingly fun, and a story remarkably touching, even if you need to persist in those first hours to find it. In fact, in those first months after release, Ben's studio kept working to iron out the bugs, and even launched a patch to improve the experience for PlayStation 5 players. Today, it's a cult classic, and a remastered version for PS5 just dropped. You can also play the original on PC.
Hold up. What family you
From the first Yakuza in 2005 to Yakuza 6 in 2016, with a few spin-offs and remakes in between, the series kept rolling in Japan. The sales in the West, however, never made big splashes for Sega, which decided to rebrand the franchise to Like a Dragon, a much closer localization of the Japanese title, by the way. The first game with this new branding, Yakuza Like a Dragon, is a soft reboot, introducing a brand new protagonist and, surprise, fully embracing RPG tropes. It even goes turn-based, which makes it the perfect jumping-on point if you've never tried any Yakuza game before. Expect massive city hubs, a soap opera main story, and hilariously absurd side quests, always accompanied by lovable characters. Available on PC, Xbox One and Series, and PS4 and PS5. You might not have played the original Mafia, you might not even have been born in 2002. But rest assured, you've got a beautiful remake that does justice to that lovable classic. You're Tommy Angelo, a cabbie turned wise guy, the right guy at the right place, right? Whose life flips upside down in a story packed with everything you want from a 30s mob thriller. Honor, betrayal, fast cars, pretty women, and shootouts. There is a catch though. While it's technically an open-world game, don't expect a map with plenty of icons, side activities, or secrets to discover. Enjoy it as it is, a linear single-player game that happens to be in a big map. Available on PC, Xbox One and Series, and PS4 and PS5.
Come on, Tom, quick. There's gonna be more of them.
Come here, I need your help.
No dragons, no magic, just medieval life in brutal, painstaking detail. Kingdom Come: Deliverance is a first-person RPG that throws you into Henry's boots, a blacksmith's kid whose family gets slaughtered by bandits and suddenly is neck-deep in feudal politics. The first few hours might throw you off. Its simulation-style swordplay and realistic medieval vibe aren't what you see in most RPGs. But once you realize that you are no superhero, there are no goblins to slaughter. And this is not a hack-and-slash game. You will be surprised at how enthralling the narrative is, how charismatic the characters are, and how much fun is hidden in the side quests. Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 just dropped. I'd call it one of the best RPGs in years, but stick with the first one for now. It's cheaper, and you'll get more out of the sequel if you know the setup. Available on PC, Xbox One and Series, and PS4 and PS5. It feels cheating to include Death Stranding here. Everyone already knows how big it was, but if you haven't played it, you really should. Yes, it's as weird as you've heard, but in the best possible way. You're Sam Porter Bridges, tasked with reconnecting post-apocalyptic America by delivering cargo across rough terrain. Even though the topography is your worst enemy, you'll still find some foes to fight using a diverse and bizarre arsenal. And you will build and enjoy others: bridges, tools, vehicles, roads, and the all-star cast just elevates the whole experience. Death Stranding 2 is around the corner, but try the first one. You know the drill. It's cheap and puts you in the mood for the second one. Available on PC, Xbox One and Series, and PS4 and PS5.
Let's go!
This one's the oldest, 2012's Sleeping Dogs, which puts you in Wei Shen's shoes, a cop who's always one misstep away from getting his badge revoked or his spine broken. This game was sadly overshadowed by more famous franchises, even though it excelled at just about everything it tried. It is a gritty, undercover cop story in Hong Kong, leaning hard into intense kung fu fights instead of gunplay. By today's standards, it can feel janky or look dated, but on the bright side, you can snag the definitive edition for next to nothing. And it still delivers one of the finest open-world experiences out there. Available on PC, Xbox One and Series, and PS4 and PS5. What did we miss? Drop your hidden gem in the comments below.